It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda Hinton, Where I Am Now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 AM studio or WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1350 AM, 1400 AM, go to church webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9 FM, WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go to all our channels, all our social media feeds. You can go to YouTube at Crystal Records 1, CRIST. Records 1, or at FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we promise we'll shout you out.
Shout out.
Mr. E, it's Fun Friday. It's the weekend.
That's right. It's Fun Friday. The weatherman says it's 50 degrees on the outside. It's going to be a 60 degree, the highest on today. And the sun going to be bright and shining for the day and for the weekend. So get out and enjoy it.
The weekend is going to be fabulous. We're talking about 69, 70, and more weather this weekend. Today is going to be beautiful because the sun is shining bright, and it's just going to be a lovely, lovely day. You can always put on a coat, hat, scarf, gloves, or whatever, and stay warm. Or stay inside, but it is definitely going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Mr. E, FYI, 11 years anniversary this week. I'm talking about 11 long years, bringing nothing but the best of information. FYI, for your information, inspiring and just motivating you all to rise above your survival and find success. We brought great people on for you, speakers, guests. We've had great topics. We've opened the phone lines. We've had a time of giving. We've done so many things throughout these 11 years: politics, sports, women's issues, men's issues. I'm telling you, if we haven't covered it, we will cover it in the future. But we're so glad to be able to be here to do the show and to just have you all as supporters. We want to thank you so much for your support.
That's right. We want to thank you so very, very much for you listening to us all day, all night, in between times when we're not here. We're still floating around on YouTube, the whole 9 yards, on Facebook. Thank you so very, very much. On Instagram, on all the social media platforms, because you can always go to FYI any time of the day, any hour of the day. You can always go there and hear some of the great shows that we brought your way.
Absolutely, and we're going to have some more fabulous shows. We'll tell you all about that a little bit later. But congratulations, Mr. E. 11 years with FY Radio Show. So it's Fun Friday. It's the weekend. I hope you all are ready to do some great things, some fun things, because it's going to be absolutely nice. Not only that, these folk, Mr. E, are kicking off the holiday season. Christmas is around the corner. It is just almost here at the door. And I tell you what, folks are already talking about how much you're going to spend for the holidays.
That's right. The holiday coming around the corner. And guess what? There are some great things going at Nautica's.
Yes.
You can also go down to the Nautica's and see the beautiful lights on that Nautica ship that they have down there. You know, if you don't have anywhere to go, then the holiday lights will be showing at the Botanical Garden. You can walk through the garden, and if you want to see some beautiful light, all you had to do is go down there. Busch Gardens is doing a little something, and also you can go down to the boardwalk in Virginia Beach, and you can go to out there in Virginia Beach and see the campfires out there that they have all year long. This time, or you can go ahead and start putting up your lights right about now.
I know some of my neighbors are already with the lights and the trees and things. People are not playing. The merchants are ready to get your money online, folks. They're already talking about Black Friday. And they're talking about billions and billions of dollars, Mr. E, being spent this holiday season. Now, we had just had a shutdown, and folk was complaining about, not having and the economy. But I heard a few people talk about the holidays and said, well, we know that things have gotten bad, but hey, it's the holidays. We got the money ready to buy what we need.
Folks are not really allowing the holiday to spill a Grinch in their lifetime.
Yes.
Whatever they bring this way, whatever goes their way, folks are ready for it, regardless. Shut down or no shut down, traffic backed up. People are waiting. New cars are being bought, homes are being bought. So all over, folks are not allowing this shutdown, this presidential wall, this Democrats and Republican wall to whatever the occasion may be, to put a damper on their parade.
Absolutely. So look, you all govern yourself accordingly. You know what you can do. You know what you can't do. Please don't live beyond your means. I mean, you want to get something nice, sweet for the kids, but make sure you're doing it with a balance, stewarding over that money, and making sure after the holidays you're not in the poorhouse.
That's right. And all you got to do is budget, and put aside budget, and don't go crazy spending, because you know what they're going to do. Well, a lot of kids, they already know that that what they already want for Christmas. So they're giving you ahead of time so you can online shop. But there are going to be some delays. You're going to be some delays in it. And they give you some vital information. So if you purchasing gifts, make sure you check and see where they're coming from and how long it's going to take to be delivered. Make sure you do that. Make sure you go down to the post office and ask the postman, listen, I'm going to get my package. If I send it off now, is it going to be thrown in the river on the side of the road somewhere? So check on all those things.
Absolutely. I was talking to my sister, and I want to say happy birthday to my sister Cheryl. She said she was ready for Christmas, already bought gifts for the grand, and some friends that I talked to, they're ready for the holidays. So I'm telling you, it's going to be here before you know it. It's going to be gone before you know it. And again, govern yourself accordingly. Make sure you are balancing and managing your money so you won't end up looking crazy after the holidays.
Yeah, well, you got to tell them young folks that, because they spending and spending and spending. I would drop a name, but I won't do that today.
Don't do it.
Because they going
all out.
They going all out. They bought a house. They going all out for Christmas. But if you know, like I know, they tried to put some in the nest egg.
Oh, that'll be good. But anyway, Mr. E, this is FYI's Fun Friday segment. What's in your closet? Issues concerning us women. Today, FYI's topic is Woman King. Identify yourself. Now, Mr. E, on Wednesday, Tuesday, we had a very special guest, Miss Tracy Lorraine. She has a wonderful program that's going to be coming up soon, and it was Awaken the King. And she's focusing on men and getting them back into a place, getting them geared up for fatherhood and for financial help and mental health issues, dealing with that. I thought it was a very wonderful thing for her as a young lady to present to the community because there are some things and issues that are concerning our men, and that's why we do that segment. But it kind of inspired me to think about our women and the top. When these guys awaken, and she acted like it was many of them that needed to be awakened. Women, you've got to also know who you are. And you've got to also identify yourself as God wants you to be and how God sees us. And so that's why I wanted to do this topic, Miss E. Not only are we going to just give a few little facts about the Woman King. As a matter of fact, there was a movie. Viola Davis was the star of this movie, and it was called A Woman King. It was a fabulous movie, and it talks about the strength and the attributes of this woman king. So we're going to talk about that, but then we're going to talk about the virtuous woman and physical standpoint of a woman being in this world and having to deal with it. But on the spiritual aspect of it, a woman is, and the reason I say woman king is because a woman's identity spiritually is not female. We're neither male or female in that spirit realm. We're spirit. And so for that reason, we have to be geared up for the fight, just like anybody, like any man. So it's not a woman's fight over here, maybe in the natural. It's not a man's fight over here, maybe in the natural. But in that spiritual realm, we've got to gear up just like anybody else. Ladies, we got a lot of things that we have to fight. And talking about gearing up, and I'm talking about that armor, putting on the armor of God, putting on the whole armor of God. Because guess what? The devil don't care if you male, female, or whatever. He will come after you no matter what you are. We saw that in the garden. We talk about that a lot. Eve, yes, Miss Eve, he came to her. She was not exempt because she was a woman. Okay, Eve, you're a woman. I'm not going to bother you. It don't work like that. It's whether you're a woman or a man in this spiritual realm, you got to fight and you got to gear up to fight. And so that's why I was inspired by the topic Woman King. And it says about the Woman King, it's inspired by historical Agoji. It's the all-female warrior regiment of the kings, including bravery and ferocity. They were renowned for their fearlessness and audacious conduct in battle, often engaging in fierce hand-to-hand combat. They had discipline and skill. The Goji underwent intense physical and military training, making in combat, tactics, and weapons like swords and muskets. Loyalty and unity. They demonstrated unwavering loyalty to the king and the kingdom with a strong bond of sisterhood, which I love that word, sisterhood, and collective support among the warriors. Physical conditioning. Their rigorous training developed strength, agility, and endurance, preparing them for the demands of warfare. The historical Goji effectiveness and bravery were often judged to be superior to the male soldiers in the Dahomey army. Now, talking about warriors and talking about fighting, that's why I'm saying that they have that same energy and fervor to help build men up so they can fight against, fight in this spiritual battle. It's not flesh and blood, but it's this spiritual battle that will keep us from success, keep us from accomplishments, keep our children from accomplishing what they want to do. I think that, like I said, the lady talked about mental health finances, education. Not not being in your place can cause you to really, really be dysfunctional.
Well, when you begin to look at this thing called Awakening King, this program, or uh, that thing that we talked about on Wednesday, is to bring men back around, to put them back in their rightful place, in their place where they can be part of families, they can be part of a community. Letting them know that no man is an island. On December 8th, 9th, and 10th, they bring in men. And it doesn't make a difference if you got a great job, if you're doing this or doing that. If you're, on the street, go down to the casino and go ahead and listen to some of the programs and get yourself back into the place. But when you look at Women King, and when you look at the virtuous woman, and every good look at the virtuous woman and how it's being demonstrated, and the Women King, some folks can think that it's a power struggle when you look at a male and a female king.
Well, the thing about it is, okay, so, like I said, in the natural, women have certain things that she does. She cares for children, she gives birth, things like that. But talking about a woman king in the spiritual realm, talking about a woman who has to gear up for the fight, because we don't fight against flesh and blood. We're fighting against all kind of spiritual wickedness in high places. We fight against the devil. We're fighting against everything. And we can decide not knowing who we are.
That's right.
We've got to stand up as women knowing who we are. We always talk about women suffering in silence. We always talk about women who always want to give more but never give to themselves. We always talking about women who get beat up and are victims. We're doing this. They're doing this thing now, Mr. E, with the Epstein trial. I mean, not trial, but this case, and they want to drop these files and things like that. They're talking about these victims. They're talking about women and young girls who have been victim of this Epstein man and this other woman that really have taken and torn them down. They want justice and things like that. And so we don't want women to find themselves in those places. They have to gear up to fight, because you got so many enemies that want to take and bring a woman down, just like the circumstances we talk about with men and them having to be awakened. Women have to be in a place where they know who they are. They identify themselves as strong and mighty and warriors. You got to get out of that place of victim and somebody that's weak. Identifying a woman as though she doesn't have strength. And so, a woman has to be able to have the attributes not only of a virtuous woman, but a warrior. Whether or not it's a male-female fight or whatever, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that women, you have to rise up and know who you are, especially in this day and time.
When you begin to look at the virtuous woman in the book of Proverbs, it's discussed as a woman of strength, diligence, and wisdom, who fears the Lord,
yes.
Who fears the Lord. She is capable of providing for her family, a show and hardworking businesswoman, and a generous soul who helps the poor. Ultimately, her high virtue is her devotion to God, which is the foundation for all other admirable qualities. When we begin to look at that statement there, that paragraph, we find that a woman should be connected to God, and that's where she gets her ultimate high strength from being connected to God.
Yes.
One of the things it says devotion. Her primary devotion is to God, which serve as the foundation for all her other positive traits.
Mm-hmm.
Diligent in strength, wisdom, generosity, dignity, courage, patience. That's what a virtuous woman is, not in competition or, in trying to world today. They're being a competitiveness. They're in competition with one another. That's why we're that the unity, the family set is out back.
Yeah, out back for more than one reason. Uh, and a woman has to know who she is. Her devotion again to God, her connection to God has got to be on point. But she also has to work hard. And I wanted to encourage women to start, looking at their talents and their gifts and using those things. What we're dealing with in this day and time is no longer a system or a government that wants to coddle and take care of folk. And for that reason, women, you're going to have to continue to educate yourself. You see it more and more women. You've got to get involved in the community. You've got to get involved in politics. You've got to keep your mental stability. You've got to work hard because we're living in a world where you're going to have to know how to survive. Like I said, these social programs and stuff, the government's trying to say, look, let's get rid of everything. So if you dependent on these social programs and you dependent on somebody giving you a handout, that stuff is going to be the thing of the past. You're going to have to take your God-given talents. You're going to have to start your businesses. You're going to have to get incomes. You're going to have to go out there and get money to survive in this world. Now, look, you know why? Because while these men are awakening, some of them are not, they're not going to awaken. Some of them are not going to be responsible for you. A lot of them, if you look at, especially in the entertainment world, they got so many baby mamas, children, stuff. They are not going to be able to take care of you like you want to be taken care of in this day and time. Women, you're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to physically be fit. You're going to have to be mentally fit. Don't have nothing to do with competition. It has to do with survival. Because guess why? Because, everybody got to try. Some of them no longer really want to take care of their families. Some of them don't want to take care of a woman. They want a woman to take care of for her to take care of herself. They want to take care of their children, but some of them got so many, they don't have time to take care of everybody. A woman, when a man is not there, when a man is there, you got to be like this virtuous woman. When a man was there, she was still productive. She was still a merchant and a businesswoman. When a man is not there, you still got to be that same thing. You got to survive on your own strength, on the strength that you get from God, on your wisdom, on your knowledge. You've got to take care of yourself.
It says she trusts God to guide her thoughts, life challenges, through life challenges. She trusts God to guide her. She don't trust her ability. She trusts God. She doesn't trust man's ability. She trusts God to guide her through life challenges and is not afraid of the future. She has patience to make wise decisions and wait for results. A picture of life. She provides for her household, rising early to ensure her family is well fed. The thing that the courage is that she trusts trusts God. She doesn't trust the ability of nobody else, but she trusts the God-given strength. It's a spiritual battle. Like you said earlier, it's not flesh and blood. It's not how man has treated and left you. It's what she does in the spiritual realm to allow God to be the head of her life and allow God. That's why a single woman, they said, a single woman should not be on chasing a husband or finding a man, but her mindset should be on pleasing God. And the married woman mindset should be on pleasing her husband. Now, if there is no husband around now, and she's provided for her servant and not afraid to provide for her family, need even in harsh condition. She is known for her wisdom and kindness, with her husband being respected in the community. Who can find a virtuous woman from her? Who can find a virtuous woman for the price of all rubies? The heart of her husband doeth safely trust her, so that he shall have no need of spoil.
Absolutely.
No competitiveness, no competition. They supposed to be as
woman has to gear herself up and identify herself as that warrior, that woman of God. It ain't in life. People compete all the time. In life, there is going to be competition, but we're not talking about it in the sense of competition of I'm higher than you, I'm higher than you, you lower than me. That's where we're getting in this problem with these all this stuff with the Epstein thing. You're making females victims. You sitting up here and pulling on women and trying to degrade them, putting them in a place, trafficking them, and things like that. We're talking about building up our young ladies to be strong, to be warriors, to be connected to God, to be virtuous, but to be women king, to be warriors, to have that breastplate of righteousness, to have the helmet of faith, the feet shod with the preparation of peace, the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, somebody that can fight against evil, the wiles of the enemy, who comes after no matter what. We ain't worried about competition between man and woman. We worried about Satan trying to pull us down and not let us be what God has called us to be as strong individuals.
So that's women, that's strong women and strong men. And when we look at it, we cannot put folks on the back burner and say anything that they might not. But with the help of God, all things are possible. With God, head of your household, head of your life, head of whatever you're doing, and getting God to lead and direct you, you can't go wrong.
Women, identify yourself, who you are, what you can do, get those talents up, get virtuous. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let the enemy come in and tell you that you're not this and you're not that, and you're supposed to be this and you're supposed to be that, and you know you're supposed to be what God wants you to be. I want to mention that our special guest on Monday evening will be Miss Tracy Lorraine. I'm so glad she's able to come on FYI After Dark. Not only will we get into Awaken the King, but we're going to talk about the woman king and see how we all can come up and be better and be warriors, and we can be strong, because we are not just fighting in this world naturally. There's an enemy that really wants to bring every single one of us down, whether we're male or female.
Well, that's the way it goes. You know, every time you turn around, there's always a battle here, battle there. Yes, don't forget that Miss Tracy Lorraine, she has over there in the Portsmouth Casino, at the Portsmouth Casino, Women Awaken King, where she's trying to help men to rise above mere survival.
And don't forget, FYI After Dark, she'll be there on Monday evening at 6 p.m. social media platforms. We're going to dig a little deeper because we want to find out, man, if you got to be awakened, what's wrong with you? Why you need to be awakened? What you been doing and how do you get out of it? And thank God there are people coming together that will give you the boost it takes to make sure you identify yourself as that warrior and that king as well. Look, we want to talk to you all on Monday Sports Talk. We want you to have a wonderful weekend and be blessed.
That's right. We want to make sure that everybody is awakened, the male and female. For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show, FYI Radio Show, with your host, Miss Yolanda the Lady Hinton. I'm Everette, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 on WPCE 1400 Peach 95.3, WGPL 1350, WMVA 88.9, and on all social media platforms. If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor, give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861. Or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com.
All right, y'all. Women, king, identify yourself. Come on, ladies. We can't depend on nobody but God, and we got to depend on ourselves. I tell you what, we have families and things like that, but we are not the last on the totem pole. Don't let nobody put you there. Be that strong woman that God has made you to be. It ain't no, I'm a second-class citizen. That's the problem now. You got too many people in society that made a woman has to fight a lot because she has been put in that place of a second-class citizen. She has to fight for her rights, just like Black people have had to fight for their rights, just like any other type of people. There are so many people that have to fight to be human and be who they are. And so women, identify yourself. You're not a second-class citizen. You're not just to be on the arm of some man. You're there to stand as a soldier and to be who you are, period. And so join us, please, on Monday evening with Miss Tracy Lorraine. We're going to talk about men, we're going to talk about the women, and we're going to hope that all of us can come up and be who we should be. Also, Monday Sports Talk, that's going to be Monday at 9:30, FYI Morning Show. We got some great things to talk about when it comes to the sports world. We have some great shows coming up. We're going to get a date to come on. Earl Bynum, the author now. Rhonda Driver, another author, she'll be on. Chris Hinton's going to talk about real estate. And I tell you what, people are still buying homes and stuff in this day and time. I don't care what's going on. Patricia Turner from the Norfolk 17. We're trying to get her and a few other Norfolk 17 on the After Dark show. I've talked with her, and she just wants to know when she can come on. A time of giving. We're going to do that on our After Dark show. We promise we will have gifts and things like that for those that want to participate. Also, Hot Topics, Yolanda Hinton around the town, and with Everette. Wednesday, men's issues. Friday, women's issue. And also follow us on social media and like and subscribe our pages. You can be a special guest internal sponsor with FYI.
If you'd like to be a special guest internal sponsor of FYI, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. That's 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for more of FYI Radio Show. Have a wonderful day now.
All right, EU_LUCAS_official 134 on Instagram. Sheila Robbins, all you all on TikTok. God bless you. We're going to see you on Monday. Have a fabulous and wonderful weekend.